Hey, happy Monday, VC. Yes, beginning of another work week. Seems like I said that last week. And so, yeah, I figured I'd jump in and make a couple. I'm going to make a couple of quick videos only because a couple things have come in the past week that I didn't want to make a long video. Anyway, so I'm going to break this down into some various topics here. So if you see a couple videos in a row with me wearing the same shirt, I do apologize, but hey, I'm making them all at the same time. Anyway, one thing, before I even show this, okay, so near the end of the week last week, actually, it's been since I made my last video, I believe, that I've been kind of roped back into getting, I've been in bands before, played in a lot of cover bands and stuff. I'm sort of kind of in a band with a husband and wife team, and I've posted videos recently. We played in December at a benefit show, and then the band's kind of been on hold even before the whole COVID thing messed up with, playing gigs. The band was kind of on hold, and then we got together and played a benefit show, and then we went back on hold and didn't know what, let's talk, maybe we'll do something. And then another benefit show, and okay, we'll get back together in a couple months, and blah, 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 blah. So it's kind of been, are we in a band or are we not in a band? Well, that particular guitar player from the husband and wife team, guitar player and singer, he got involved with some other guys who were looking for a guitar player, and then they realized that they really kind of wanted a different drummer to go a little better, and so he called me up and said, hey, are you playing with anybody? I'm like, no, kind of waiting for what we're doing. Well, come on out tomorrow night and practice with us. We're gonna, I think you'd fit in. So anyway, I guess I'm back in a band. So anyway, we'll see. I'm sure there'll be videos posted. We got supposedly another benefit show in 2 weeks. So we got to learn some songs, get together, get some groove going, to tightness of this new outfit, and go from there. Anyway, on with the records. This came in a few days ago. This is a band, Revelation. They are a Florida-based band. Now, this is a Christian band. They put out this cassette, Spiritual Wind, back in the late 80s, I believe. I can recall talking to them on the phone back when I did my magazine. Late 80s, very early 90s at best. Yeah, maybe early 90s. I forget the exact date. But anyway, this is on Thrashback Records, which I'm going to show you some of the stuff they've done. They are a Florida-based record label, and what they're doing is they've been releasing this Florida series, releasing Florida bands. And they've been putting out CDs and stuff. And so they did release this. Actually, one of the first things they did release was this on CD back in 2018. I think this was one of the first things the label did. And it has a DVD, and it's got, all the bonus tracks. It's got 2 different demos on here. So they put this out, and then I guess now they're dipping their toes into the water of vinyl, and this is one of their first vinyl releases. So this is the Florida Metal Archive Collector's Choice Vinyl Series. So now it's got a lot of the same culprits, the same people involved with a lot of the things. So like Rob Caldwell does a lot of the remastering on this. Scott Waters from No Life Till Metal did a lot of the layout and stuff, designs for the CD and stuff. So it is on just typical black. And like I said, it's the CD that came out was, like I said, bonus tracks that had their Revelation Spiritual Wind tape, and then it had a previous demo to that. Well, that's not on here. On here is just the actual Spiritual Wind tape. It comes with an insert. It's got the story about all the tapes and stuff. It also came with a color photo of the band, typical promo photo you'd see back in the day, and a certificate of authenticity showing that there are only 200 copies of this on vinyl, and I've got number 15 of 200. Nice little package deal. Sounds great, and it goes along good with the CD that they have. And like I say, so basically, if they got this Florida Metal Archive is kind of the plan. This is they do have a couple other releases since they delved into that. And when I got that, I also picked up Fatal Sin episodes. A lot of stuff they're doing is a lot of the thrash bands, the more extremes, like borderline death metal stuff from the 90s. And so this is one of their more recent releases, and Scott was selling this over his No Life Till Metal label, but when I went ahead and bought the Spiritual Wind album from the label. I just went ahead and threw this in, kind of save on shipping. And this is some great stuff. This is the kind of thrash, early thrash stuff that I really enjoy with the vocal styles that they have. Very raw, Metallica-ish, Kill 'Em All. Maybe not quite as much more, a little more raw, but vocal styles and everything has that appeal that sounds like more of an 80s underground thrash. So I really, really dig this. Now, unfortunately, there's only 3 songs on here, and then they have some unreleased live tracks, but there's 3 actual studio tracks. And then there is a DVD, which is a live show, more of a bootleg show. But they've done this. There is, I think, 1 or 2 other CDs that are compilations of other thrash bands that I do not have. But I do have, and I've shown these in the past, there's 2 that they released that are the, you know, part 1, 2, and these are compilations of a bunch of different thrash and death type bands, if I can get the glare off of there, that they released. They also released Non-Point Factor. I showed this a long time ago, Depression 94. Non-Point Factor went on to change their name to just Non-Point, and they've done a lot of new metal stuff. You may have heard of Non-Point, but this is where they started. It was a little bit heavier, and anyway, Florida-based band. So they put a lot of this stuff out. Now here's another one that's sort of kind of related. Final Prophecy Reawakening. Final Prophecy, another Florida thrash type band. This was actually released on vinyl many years ago by Rox Records. It's been sort of licensed to them from Thrashback Records, according to the Thrashback Records site, licensed to them. This was only released, this is earlier than the limited run vinyl that Rox Records does. This is back when they were doing the Underground series, and this was part of that. Only 150 pressed. I am shocked that there are still some available on the website. Of course, the band was not hugely known at the time, but it's a great album. There is a track on here that's only available on the vinyl release. Rox also released it on CD with additional tracks from another demo. This was put together to be what the band would consider to have been their first album. So they put like songs from a couple different demos and some other tracks plus the bonus. And as you can tell, you know, the artist that does all of these is obviously of the same. All of their albums are having the same particular artist doing the artwork, so they kind of go together. There is one that they released that's not that way, but it, you know, it's a band from Chile that sounds good. So anyway, yeah. So this was kind of cool to finally have. Like I say, back in the day, I had this. I covered this in my magazine. I spoke to these guys on the phone back in the day. I really dug this tape. So obviously, when I saw it was coming out on vinyl, I had to grab it, and it is limited. So anyway, check out Thrashback Records. They've got mostly heavier stuff, thrash, death type stuff, unsigned bands. Then they're just archiving this stuff, putting it out as the like I say, a Florida archive type classic series. So check them out. I have a link below for Thrashback Records, but great stuff. Check them out if you're into that kind of stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back very soon. Rock on and rock hard.